Testing 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody in the building? Let's just restart. It's got to make sure. Up, looks like we up. All right. What's up, everybody in the building? Let's just restart. There you go. There you go. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I know. Look, Tariq, yo, I'm confused too, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. I'm kind of. This kind of threw me off guard, a lot of this. But we're going to speak about a few things, man, because obviously there seems to be some people who are moving away from the reservation. And you got the FBA faithful developing a herd mentality. And you got to push all the bad ones out and huddle up. All right, it seems to be a war, or is this just some sort of, some type of grift, some sort of marketing scheme to sell the sloppumentary? We're gonna get into a few people today. A few people. We got to get into him. Obviously, we got to deal with these cats right here with something that just recently happened. Nipsey's on the plate. I'll tell you how he factors in. But as usual, as he always wants it, everything surrounds Sneaky Reeky. So let's get into it, y'all. And I'll be back.
Lockdown, marijuana by name, ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain. It's like this, it's like this.
When you sleepy, I wonder why. It must be the high grade in your eye. You look like you're about to fight. You this high grade. I don't care what popular say. We're gonna burn it anyway. Black blood alone smoke a whole saute. I'm this high grade.
So me say ganja me smoke every day. 15, 16 spliff a day. Good purple skunk from me, as say. Move out of my way, me make me weed entry. But I'm weed a bun more than a century. Go on farm a man, just go on farm, eh? And one ganja man, just go on plant, eh? Cause every time you do that, you do it for me.
When you look sleepy, I wonder why. Must be the high grade in your eye. When you look like you're about to fly. You this high grade.
Just got some smoking and
take up your wings, youth man, and fly like a bird high in the sky, and let them know say you are conquering lion, coming from the tribe of Judah. Some bad boys that don't have no roots and culture, leave them alone, them a go burn in a fire. Fire. I wrote a letter to Selassie, I sing it to die the night. I wrote a letter to Selassie, I sing it to die the night.
If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been love. Alright, but I never promised you no roses. Valentine's chocolates and I don't think of roses. Me don't hear about the talks, I have the little things I don't. I know I recognize it. But I never meant to break your heart. The heart broken at the process. I wish I never was so smart. The time has come to pass. Every moment I remember now I can't right. Baby, I've been hurting inside ever since you walked out my life. And still I just can't hide that this should have been love. Alright, if it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright, put it up in the car when me drive. I could it have been the herb to see no light. I dream me day, I stroll late at night. Make you feel me, I keep another life. Still should never sleep, because I sleep with it. I sleep of emergency, because I sleep, I sleep. Nobody wake me from the dream. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Police and soldier on the sea, yeah. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Police and soldier on the sea, sirens from the street, shot seas. Just like mama cooking pot, TNT get hot. Sophisticated weapons get away from them black. Beat them like a shot, giant and lick it back. Trade union workers, government, them attack. That cause a state of emergency. Because a state, because a state of emergency. Because it's nigga a state, my love, in a TNC. Simon finally
television and religion are the tools somebody can implement. Corrupting children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Say man come for them and man come make we chant him down. We great power and sound. Children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Say man come for them and man come make we chant him down. Great power and sound.
I'm keeping it real.
So we are live,
we live and let's live.
So we are live,
I'm keeping it real.
so real, yeah. So we are live,
we living it big. As a man, you must be able to find work and put food on the table. There's no time to sit around to play the fool or be around. In the game there's no player haters, real hustlers and gold diggers. Now I've no time to watch no face. Them kind of people will have no place. I'm keeping it real. We live and let's live. I'm keeping it real. We're living it big. As we say, that's what you make it. You have a plan, you got to reach it. You work hard, you must get paid to live good for another day. ease up. No bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I say to ease up. We are dealing with progress. Peace and love and happiness. I say to ease up. We don't need no commotion. Cause everything is darkness. I say to ease up. No bother try to pressure me. And that is where I rest. Cause I remember when me had a yummy, me used to run dance club and party. And inside that big club them teach them hostility. Them can't bring that on we. Rubber dubber where we play a pan and us still down. The DJ round the mic and him a keep the place strong. Now bother come here so like you are raging star. You can't bring that on we. Me say to ease up, no bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I say to ease up, we are dealing with progress. I say love and happiness. I say to ease up, we no need no commotion. Cause everything is God bless. I say to ease up, no bother try to question me. That is where I rest. I know the time is getting late. Got balance in the way. I try to get my children fed. Meanwhile my shoes are begging bread. Yes, I know them times are hard.
All right, fam. Hold on. Can you hear me okay? I just need some ones. All I need from you right now are some ones. Some thumbs up so we can get into this. I'm going to try to move through this as quickly as I can. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. Listen, as always said, hit the like button. Obviously, just smash the like button, get that digital print out there. Secondly, like, share it. You know, don't be shy, don't be selfish. Share the stream because I think this one's going to be interesting. And I'm going to deal with certain things that have gone on, but it's given me a new perspective on this whole FBA thing and just that the motivation behind why some people are doing what they do. Okay. And you have to also subscribe. I forgot to tell you, hit the subscribe button, obviously. You know, don't be a stranger. Hit subscribe. You know, I had to clean out. I'm looked at my platform, and last time I did a live, it was on the debacle on the Breakfast Club with Umar, and it got cut off, so I had to do a second one. But my channel has been demonetized, and they said it's from reused content. Well, when I went to my shorts, I realized I had something on there. It was a cut from the Breakfast Club, but it was also mixed because I put another independent cut. But I said, okay, maybe this is the reused content they're talking about. So I've been looking through my channel. I've actually pulled up some old stuff that still rings true today, and we're going to go through that as well. But it was a blessing in disguise that happened because it makes me want to, well, not makes me, I'm going to do a little house cleaning here. And of course, if you're feeling generous, put some in the Cash App for a cup of coffee. Tomorrow's, you know, some lunch, a vegan lunch or something. I truly appreciate it. Now, as I said, and we're going to get right, I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, but we're going to deal with a couple people here. Obviously, we're going to deal with, you know, Daddy Reek, your leader. There's so many names I saw. Yeah, what was the one name that I saw? It was Fools by Association. That was the best. I saw that one. That was pretty good. I hope y'all can still hear me, by the way. Fools by Association. Hold on, let me hear this. Reuse Fools by Association. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. I'm actually thinking about just doing a T-shirt on the whole thing. But your leader, obviously, we're gonna get into some other people. Your boy James Small crawling back, as it were, to Tariq. We're gonna get into that. All right, and we got to get into this right here, especially the woman, because something happened when I went up on a platform and I was not treated the best. Now, to be fair, you know, I don't catch any feelings like that. You know, after when somebody throws you off their, runs you off their platform, some people run to do a live. I didn't do that. I stepped back for a second. All right. And part of it, I kind of blame myself. I'll get into that later. But, and of course, we got to start, having finished with your boy, 19 Keys, who is still on FBA's menu. Now, let's start with Mr. Keys, shall we? Let's start with Mr. Keys. And everybody, like I said, thanks for coming in. You know, just let me get my thing, because hell, if Umar can ask for cash apps, then my nigga, why not me? But no, I'm just gonna put the link in. Yeah, I'm also gonna be inviting y'all up. I'm probably just gonna invite y'all up as well, because this is something that needs to talk about. It's something we need to talk about. I really just kind of had it with. See, here's the problem that I'm having, folks. All right. And something that the conscious community has been doing, and they never want to admit it, but we have to speak on this. The conscious community, if we're real about it, most of these dudes, street dudes, live by the day. All right. It's just a survival thing for them. A lot of these people, a lot of them are just really just a bunch of hustlers at heart. And I don't mind the game. I don't mind people, you know, trying to sell you something or whatever. But what is really offensive, and what I cannot take, you can try to sell me something, you can try to, but don't try to tell me that I am not seeing what is right in front of my face. That's where we have an issue. Stop trying to tell me that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing right in front of my motherfucking face. And that is one of the issues that we have, especially with Dr. Mayat. And you shall see in a few. But let's get into the mental health crisis known as FBA. Let's get into it. Let's listen. Now, you never know when a video is going to go kind of viral. You know, you post something up, and that's why I don't know why people talk about numbers and like, yeah, you don't know what's gonna really fly. But this is a short that I put up that, man, got some of the FBA faithful in an uproar. Let's just get right into it. Now let's listen to this, and then we're going to look at the comments. Let's go. So it seems 19 Keys and Dr. Mayat under siege by the FBA crew. Hidden Colors 6, the slopumentary put out by your boy Marcus Vincent Sanders, has come out with Dr. Mayat and 19 Keys participants, and the FBA faithful do not like that. And as you can see, please take 19 Keys out of this film. He's a hater. Replace him with Hood Smart. Like, that's an improvement. Or Mayat needs to go. So after all that ass kissing, all of that running into all of that ass kissing, this is how they treat you. First of all, how do you cancel a person from their lineage? Well, As you know, FBA always finds a way. 19 Keys is in fact a tether. His father is a tether. I don't know where they got that information from. His dad's an immigrant, and he's a definition of a grifting tether trying to leech off FBA, punk AB. Biatch. These people are confused. How are you going to cancel a person from their lineage? You can't. It's like pulling out a maple leaf from a tree and canceling it, even though the tree is the root of that maple leaf. How indeed, right? Let's and I gotta tell you, like, these people, if they ain't the biggest, look at this right here, man. This you're supposed to be the black candy, man. This is from Jang. These guys are the biggest bunch of clowns. But look at this, folks. 144 comments. These people are insane. Insane. Who the hell cast them out of FBA? You tethers are in here. Just be lying your musty asses off. And let's just go to some of the replies here. Tether fatigued. Their brains simply can't compute what FBA is. No, you're right. You got that right. I don't want to know. This guy's an imbecile. And by the way, folks, stop saying that these people are bots. Stop saying that these people are bots. These are real people. This guy's an imbecile. I don't know what I said that makes me so imbecilic, but the more they lie, the mustier they get. Exactly. I said this. All of it has to do with mustiness. What are those? Tariqisms. Tariqisms. Pretty much dude talking on video. He's just a cockroach. We have to separate from that. And you haven't separated. You haven't. I swear they'd be swinging that ear at this point. Nah, that's y'all. Let's just go down here. Only person confused is you. What do you not understand? He is a Caribbean. Respect the culture. Don't be a tether. So I guess now 19 Keys is a Caribbean. And if he's a Caribbean, why was Tariq Nasheed rocking with this dude so hard for the past 4 years, maybe more? I don't get it. Traders can be of the lineage, but we can't invite him to the juke joint. Trader, how is he a trader? He just had an opinion. And we just go down. Your commentary is on the level of Fox News. That's rich. That's rich. Let's just go down the list. And by the way, let me just shout out to some people in the chat. Last call, I see you. Philip Belgrave, thanks for shouting out from London. Jay Bones, Timeless, Funk Soldier, Lord of Slaughter, Anthony Holloway, Q Hefner, what's going on? And Black Revolutionary Now. Listen, bro. I'm sure more of you guys are gonna be coming because this video, this live is gonna get pretty hot. It's gonna get pretty hot. So your commentaries and level of Fox, again, 144 comments, 7,000. I think I hit 7,000. Did I? Is that how much? It's a lot. This is it 7? I think it was 7,000 now. And this is gonna hit the 10,000 click mark. This gonna be pretty big. Tether babble. You're gonna hear a lot of this. Foundational. You mad? No. Always thought 19 Keys was a fraud, but obviously Tariq didn't. Tariq's been around this dude for a minute. And how is Tariq? This guy is your MVP. He's your MVP. So how does he not see these things? Imagine if you had LeBron or Jordan or Steph leading a team and they're supposed to be the MVPs, but they're leading the team in turnovers. Think about I want you to think about that for a second. Your MVP is leading the league in turnovers. Let's continue. This is just Tariq is a grifter too. He uses people in this. Well, okay, somebody finally said something right. Said he's just jealous of that guy Tariq for some reason. How is 19 Keys jealous of Tariq? 19 Keys, listen, I don't agree with some of the shit that he does or says. All right. But give me a break. Let's just go down some more. You can't be cast out of a lineage. You can be cast out of a movie for saying something that is obviously you think against your lineage. And we're going to get into the 19 Keys response to this madness. We'll get into that. Even the internet shut off and everybody ancestors will still be the foundation. These aren't bots, folks. Listen, let me hold on a second. Hold on. These are not all bots. Some of these people are real people. Listen, Della Creme, those of you from the Umar section, you know them. Listen, it's obvious that she's now using the FBA shit for content. It's not, I see a lot of people pushing this that, when will people understand that Tariq is at the top of the pyramid? He's getting all the money. He's getting all the clout, not you. Tariq is at the top of the pyramid. He's the one who's going to collect the goods from this. He's going to get all the spoils. You're not getting anything. Chris Bessie, let's just go down. Okay, he agrees with me, I guess. Always felt 19 Keys was a fight. They're all going, everybody is after 19 Keys for what? Why are they mad at him? What did he do? What did he do? Now, this guy right here, like this one, I make up my own. I guess this guy's an Indian. Bro, he's from the lineage. Well, wait a minute. He's from the lineage. Hold on a second. I guess he didn't see this part of the video.
Take 19 keys
let's go down. Let's go down.
19 Keys is in fact a tether.
You're saying he's from the lineage. How is he from the lineage when y'all are saying he's a tether? I don't understand this. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to get an understanding of what you guys mean. I'm trying to get an understanding. Such an ingenuine title. This is a real guy right here. Please have integrity when creating. Man, listen. Wait till we get more into this video and you'll see what integrity is or lack of. Said Mayat is not out of the documentary. No, but we're going to get into that as well. What did Dr. Mayat do? We'll get into that. Don't worry about it. You deliberately twist words. This is 144 people. They are up in their shits, and it's still going, by the way. This is just a couple of days ago. People said they take 19 out of the film, said he's canceled from the lineage. Yeah, pretty much. You just get. You see? 19's got a new set of keys, and people are losing their mind. Again, there's some people in here that understand. They're on my side, but listen. I agree. They shouldn't be in the document. Tariq didn't even spell the name right. Good Lord. I think they're in opposition of FBA. Opposition of a lineage or a group. They're saying they're not a group, but they're afraid of things that groups are afraid of. How would anyone be in opposition of a fake lineage? I don't understand it. Again, these people, when did Dr. Mayat get removed? Never said she got removed. I said, they're trying to get her removed. Sometimes the tether side comes out from the mixed Caribbean or African side of a person. Good grief. Said he's not canceled, just more of a microscope is on him. Why? 19 gotta go. He said, you can't be cast out of a lineage, dummy. He was cast out of the movie. Big difference. Why? For what reason? Man, FBA finished with you. Foolish FBA removing 19 Keys. Get the facts, blah, blah, blah. That's not why he was canceled. And being tethered has nothing to do with the lineage. Oh boy, I can just go on and on. But wait, let's go back. All right, we're going to go into another video I did. This is a whole video. All right. And check out the comments under this one. Check out the comments under this one. Come on. Hold on, I'm waiting for this to. Oh, my. Look at the comments under 19 Keys canceled. Okay, this is a short video too. Hold on. All right. Did pretty decent number. All right. 183 comments. Ooh, boy. Maybe I should just eat off this FBA thing till it dies out. I really should. Like, and I know the other one I didn't even get into all the comments, but look at this. Let me just make sure I start from the newest. I want to make sure I start from the newest here. I mean, okay, again, clown. Whoa, they're giving that con man money. Okay, listen. Yeah, they are. They're dumber than I think. Joe, you don't even know the half. You know the half. I don't consider myself FBA, but you sound like an agent. This got to be one of these self-hating non-black Americans, whatever, like Caribbean, whoever. But this dude was a guy who's riding on Tariq's nutsack. That's basically what it comes down to. Wow, crazy. We can't have our own identity and then be inclusive to everyone. I mean, that it's a kufi, not a hat. Yeah, well, okay. He's talking about, because I spoke about 19 keys. He's selling this kufi for $500, which that's not a crime. But I mean, so many people in these comments, self-hatred, anger, right? Claim that 19 keys reinforce black inferiority, right? They want to censor this dude, demanded that he gets removed from the slopumentary. But the controversy, what is this controversy with 19 keys? Okay. In this selective history drama that you put together. Okay. I mean, this is nothing more than, like I said, it's a slopumentary, pseudology, a lot of conspiracy shit in all his documentaries, right? And you just fuel a lot of self-defeating narratives. Now, one thing that I heard a lot that people were saying about 19 keys is that 19 keys is not on code. As a matter of fact, let's see. Yeah, look at this, folks. Look at this, like right down. This is from the newest on. So this is one after another. FBA's a lineage. I'm not African. FBA delineation. Look at this. Tether babbling. Just there's nothing. Tether gathering here. I see. They can't say anything else but this. I was FBA my whole life. So you're what? 7 years old? I mean, seriously. Before Kareem toned the description, whatever. Now, who are you weird folks? FBA all day haters. 19 lies. They call them 19 lies, 19 Z's. Oh, boy. Sad and slimy. People know Tariq is not the leader. He brings information and suggests the lineage. Okay. What, like right there, this guy answered his own question. They're waiting on Tariq to give them the orders. He's your leader. But let's do this. Let's do this, folks, before we get back to this. Hold on. And shout out to everyone that's coming. Let's just listen to your boy who's in the midst of this storm here. Right? Let's listen to the man who's in the midst of the effery. And oh wow, I thought I had it. I'm pissed off. I'm mad. Thought I had it right here. Hold on a second. I thought I had it right here. Okay, that's fine. Let me do this. Hold on a second, y'all. Pissed because I thought I had this in front of me. It's okay though. It's all right. But shout out to everybody that's coming to the building, man. And you could have been anywhere this Monday night, but you chose to be up in this piece. All right. So here we go. 19 keys ain't backing down. And listen, I was listening to Hawker Bay yesterday. Listen, I disagree with them. This thing is real. I don't think that these guys are that coordinated enough to put together some sort of scam to the point where it looks like they're beefing. I think this shit is real, and I'll probably even prove it when we get into it. But let's go and listen to 19 Keys himself answer and speak about all the controversy that is going on. My brother. All right, let's listen.
Absolutely. And I'm like, I can tell the way my mind works and thinks and what it's out there. Shout out to all my key holders. Shout out to all the high levelers. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm in Ghana right now. Here, enjoying myself. I'm having a great time out here, right? And I believe all of you all should travel a little more. Not travel just to travel.
How ironic. Isn't it Ghana that was at the UN? And now he's in Ghana and James Small. We'll get into that later on. Keep it moving.
Like sightsee. I think what traveling ultimately does is it opens your mind up to different perspectives. You know, somebody with a local mind can't really speak on global business. They can't speak on a global reality whatsoever, right?
Well, I've been saying this forever, that these guys, one of their biggest things is that they haven't been anywhere past the corner store in their block. They go to work, go home, go to the supermarket, go home, go to the mall, go home. They haven't been anywhere. And they're calling these places dusty. Should I break? I mean, I'm going to break out the video that in Jamaica. I got so many. The video that my introductory video, that was in Portland, Jamaica. It's in Portland, Jamaica. Man, I got to put together. Well, next time I'm in Jamaica, I got to get better footage. I got all the footage, but these guys haven't been anywhere. They've been nowhere. So you got Tariq going to places. Why would you spend money to go on a vacation to a place that's dusty? He knows that this place ain't dusty. Man, let me tell you. Let's listen.
And so the reason I love traveling so much because it changes the way my mind works and thinks and what it sees and the opportunities that come to me just by being in motion. I've been able to create great relationships with people, you know, that I never would have been able to come in contact with. And these people are like family. You know, I call them up and they say yes, right? It's an extreme amount of love. And so when you also travel around, you realize how ignorant people are when they don't have it. You know, when people don't have any experience, they sound so ignorant because they're operating off their limited, right, experience. And typically they're going off the ignorance of others and reflecting their thoughts. Anytime I see a pattern of conversation where everybody is saying the same thing, I can tell, right, that it's nothing but ignorance, right?
In other words, you're calling FBA a cult. just say it, my nigga. I mean, it's a cult. That's what it is. Like, I see 19 Keys is clear. He's one of these guys who's, you know, because he's been to jail before and he's been in trouble before. I remember I did see his Instagram. He was in the yellow jumpsuit, whatever. But he's obviously one of these guys who read a lot of philosophical stuff in jail, and he's figured out a way to relay it like he's saying some deep shit. When the fact is, just say it outright. It's a cult that came up on you. That's it.
Told me the other day, said, Keys, then you get canceled. And I'm like, I can tell that you are hard R. You understand me? Like short bus. Because for anybody to say that means that you don't understand reality right now. Nobody can be canceled anymore. Don't you know that you can make money anywhere on the planet? You don't have to have a good resume. You can have tattoos on your face. People can hate your identity and you can still bank paper. You can build your own bank if you don't get if the bank doesn't even want to approve you. You understand? You can create your own currency, right? No matter what country you're in. You can use a VPN router if your country is trying to block internet access, right? Like you can become a hacker if you want to just by studying blueprints that are now on the internet. You can utilize AI to extend your mind with skill sets that you've never had, for degrees that you've never learned ever, right? You can be a good writer if you don't even know how to write, right? You can utilize prompts so that you know how to communicate with people before you communicate with them, so that it feels like you came from a background, you understand me, of esteem. It's beautiful.
I just want to say a lot of what he is saying is correct. However, and this is just a warning, don't lean on that all the way. Don't do that. There is going to come a time when you're going to have to figure things out without a smartphone or a computer or Google in front of you. He's correct. You can do a lot of those things, but to lean on it is dangerous. And to just make it the end all. Sometimes the AI is wrong, believe it or not. So what he's saying, he makes a lot of sense, but if you lean on it, you can be in big trouble.
You know what I'm talking about? Now, I know y'all want me to address the whole thing going on with the FBA. I ain't tripping on being on the FBA list. You know, I always thought about
Here we go.
Leader or an entrepreneur, revolutionary, you're supposed to be on the FBI list if that was anything. Nowadays, it's this weird thing because, you know, the way I speak, the way I think, the way I travel, the way I move, you understand me? I'm God body through and through.
No,
you feel me? I'm from Oakland, California, and I stand on my own too. And I really don't give a fuck what nobody is a part of or not a part of, or opinion somebody has or don't have. When I put out information and content, I put out context connected to that content, specifically for the reason so that individuals can have an understanding. And so when they look at it, they go say, you know, here's 1 hour of context. But the problem is that people will look at 10 seconds of content and they become reactionary. And then I ask them, did you watch the video? And they say, no, I don't need to. That's ignorant. If you open up any book in the world and you read one line, right, that line can say anything. And without context around why this is here, you are a fool to then go and repeat and say, oh, I don't like that book because I opened it up. And one of the lines, one of the sentences in there, one of the paragraphs I disagreed with.
See, okay, so here we go. See, this is game right here. He's running game right here. We're going to get into that. And when we're dealing with your girl, Dr. Mayat, this is game right here. No, nobody is. See, this is what James Small tried to do. Well, they just took me out of context, blah, blah, blah. Now, when you say, if you just read one sentence, okay, maybe it's out of context. He's talking about a sentence out of a book. This is how the Keys is running game here. But if you read a paragraph, all right, or a couple of paragraphs and they put it in the realm of a story based on what the whole book is about, yeah, you can get an idea of what they're saying. You can get an idea of what's happening there. You called it you called FBA a psyop. That's what you said. And then afterwards, those guys were mocking, were going after Tariq and like, yo, you're doing all this separatist shit. This was not, nobody was, what you call it? Nobody took you out of context. You said what you said, which was good. All right. But still, let's not with the bullshit here about, oh, well, you just took it out of context.
It makes no sense in the world. And for me, as an intellectual, as a thought leader, it is very hard for me to engage with people who don't think.
But you engage with Tariq Nasheed knowing what he was planning. See, you're not going to sit here and lie. See, this is what I said at the beginning of this stream. Stop telling me that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. You knew Tariq. You knew him for at least 4 years. You had him on your platform, talking about all types of spiritual shit, taking pictures of him. You have a bunch of pictures with Tariq. You know what FBA is, but you got to know. You're all over the internet. See, this is where the bullshit is. You see? Well, I can't deal with ignorant people. Shit, you were dealing with with the leader of FBA for at least 4 years. You saw the followers. And you're seeing, and you are reacting this way because now you are on the menu. That's why you're reacting. So, like I said, I don't agree with Taharka. And by the way, we're going to get into a cut that he put. I don't agree that this is fake. This shit, you can look at his face. This shit is real. This they touched him up a bit. So he's reacting back to it. And yeah, let's just go back to some of the let's go back to my video where I'm on the menu. He was on the menu. Now let's just look at me when I was on the menu. Let's go down and tether babbling, and he's out of here. I see y'all are whining again. Again, these are real people, guys. These are not bots. A lot of these are not bots. You see their picture in the Abbey. Stop. Look at this one. This is funny. Stop calling being black a cult. That's racist. Wow. Oh my God. This is great. Delineating is in full force, and the immigrants are going through the 5 stages of grief: shock, anger, depression, negotiation. Oh God. Nobody's negotiating. No one but a fool is negotiating to get into this. These tethers, here we go again, just need to adjust to the new reality that FBAs are leaving them. Maybe you weren't paying attention this week. Looks like Africans are leaving your asses behind. They got dibs to the reparations first. Leader implies subordinates. Yeah. Yeah, that's y'all. Yeah, we're getting all that in just a second. We're weird. FBA all day. 19 lies. Sad and sly. Well, we've already gone through this. FBA business. Thanks for the video. You keep talking. We keep spreading. Okay. 19 Keys is a Pan-Africanist, which means he's likely a paid. I mean, we can just go down with the ignorance here. I'm not FBA. I'm an American. Yes, I agree. We should delineate from everyone. And what delineate basically means scrape off your blackness. That's all that means. Develop our own people. If you have a problem with that, you are most certainly the enemy. The FBA speaks. I'm the enemy. I'm the enemy, not the white hegemonic system. Okay, I got it. 19 scams. Folks, let me just sit there with the word scams. You're going to be so shocked at what people see as a scam and what people see aren't. But yeah, this right here. Now, this guy right here, I liked this answer. This was a great one. Let me see if I can simplify this. FBA is a traditional affinity marketing brand established via market segment selection aimed at funneling followings to promote content, low budget black exploitation, products, trash hidden colors films, check, and services, bad financial advice, see Boyce Watkins, rather than being a genuine political or civil rights movement. A perfect setup for affinity scams. Hell, it's an offshoot of an I've been saying this. It's an offshoot of an MLM style culture. I've been saying this. Tariq is at the top of the pyramid. Been saying this. Heavy on recruitment, bingo. Loyalty signaling, bingo. And monetization with Hotep cosplay as the product. God damn, I've been saying this. Man, without the internet, these niggas would be selling these shitty ass films, peddling incense, oils, CDs, beads, voodoo dolls, and imitation gold chains at the flea market. Yeah, we're done with this segment. Folks, I've been saying this. This thing right here is a mental health crisis on display. That's all it is. All right. Repetitive narratives to conform their worst fears. This is like identity. This is just something where you just don't, you have an identity threat. All right. Like the foundational cultural narrative is wrong or harmful, and it's just leading to self-hatred. But you guys need some sort of professional help, man, for real. You need some professional help. Now, with 19 Keys, let me say this about the brother, all right? Like, listen, I saw 19 Keys in a video, all right? You can call the video maybe it might be clickbait, but it really wasn't. And I said in my last video about him, he got some association with certain people. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know about this dude. And sure enough, the video was Malcolm was a traitor. Because he grew up in a house in the Nation of Islam household, apparently, all right, out in Oakland, according to him. And I guess his father, who was probably around when Malcolm was around, just felt that Malcolm was a traitor. How he was a traitor, I don't know. That never made sense to me. And I guess he was defending the fact that, oh, the government, they're the ones that killed Malcolm. No, sir. The government, the NYPD, the NOI killed Malcolm. They're responsible for his death. End of discussion. Like, these guys, they got to stop it already. The NOI, the United States government, and the NYPD all have their hands on taking out Malcolm. End of discussion. And they were flaming him in the comments too, telling him this. But this is what 19 Keys, and you heard him speak, you know, same smooth spirituality and all this other shit, whatever. You know, he's into health. I mean, I saw one video, I guess he was in Africa doing push-ups and stuff. So again, I don't understand how you would pull this guy out of Hidden Colors, and he's the one who would sell it. All right. Part of what sells, like, women buy stuff. This is why when Umar was in it, Umar was right. He sold Hidden Colors because he was, you know, he called himself Papa. He was kind of a sex symbol in the conscious community. He was bombarded. You could tell. I mean, he doesn't, you know, his decision making with some of these women is kind of weird, but look at his Instagram. So he did sell it, and 19 Keys is going to sell your shit. So I don't think that this is some sort of, you know, some sort of script between him and Tariq. He's going to sell your product with the weird shit that he's selling, spiritual shit he's selling. So again, listen, just the YouTube short that I get, and I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of other hits and messages, tether. But the term code is just funny to me that he's not on code. This is why we'll let on code for what? And you can leave that in the comment section. Explain code. All I know about code is it's that word that Tariq Nasheed completely destroyed, that was used by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. He completely perversed that word. And that's it on him for now. But let's move on to another guy. You're the Baba, your man, Professor James Small. Now, listen, there's been a growing number of self-identified, you know, the Finesse Bozo Alliance. All right, so-called black activists demanding that anyone who mentions Pan-Africanism or simply states their ethnic origins should be silenced or expelled from their circles. All right, it's pretty much limited to FBA. All right, and they claim to represent these authentic black interests, but if you just have a different opinion, they'll turn on you in 2 seconds. All right. If you're in any way trivial to any type of ancestry or geography or cultural affiliation. And this is why in that video I showed you, they went after Dr. Mayat. So, as you know, they removed James Small from Hidden Color 6. All right, just a bunch of protests online simply because I guess he called their group what it is, a psyop, right? Which is the same thing that 19 Keys called it, a psyop. So, listen, what was crazy about it is that not that they let James Small go, because James Small, to me, I know that everybody thinks that he's the master teacher and he's your baba and all this other bullshit. James Small is a flaky motherfucker. He really, I've said this before. And the only reason he went after Tariq is after he was like, oh, I'm starting to lose money here. Because you can't stay with this dude with all the rhetoric and nonsense that he had put out there regarding anyone who's not quote unquote Black American. You 100% saw what all the toxicity that was going on. 100,000%. But you stuck with them. And in this video that you're looking at here, this is from a video where he had called out Tariq and FBA, and he had to run back to Tariq and said, nah, Tariq, I didn't say what I said. I already did a video on this. I'll probably put the link inside of the description, where he went on Omar Wiley's platform, said what he said in the most respectful way. And Tariq, you look at the look on his face, and you look at what James Small was like, I didn't mean it, Tariq. Nah, I was set up. Bullshit. But here's what's crazy about the James Small thing. James Small was the original hookah lounge, okay? The original mural on the pit stop that's fronting as a museum, all right? And you have, of course, the narcissist in the middle, all right? You have a guy with the beret who I don't even know what his Black ancestry is. Of course, Claude Anderson. And see, let me just say with Claude Anderson, dude, if you're not saying anything, that means you're part of it. I don't want to hear that he's old. His son can say something. If you're not saying anything, you're part of it. Understand that. If you're not saying anything, you're part of it. Because see, when Neely Fuller was asked about Tariq Nasheed, Neely Fuller was like, yeah, I don't know who this guy. I don't fuck with this dude. He said something. I don't want to hear about they're too old or don't bother him. They know what's going on. And he knows he's getting some sort of shine right now. And they're getting an ego boost from being an elder and all this other shit. You got Kaba, who I don't even know what race he is or whatever. And you see this guy all the way at the right, the dark-skinned dude? This guy's name is John Henrik Clark. Stop. Stop. Let me just show you what's going on here. Let me just show you the wackiness that's going on, the weirdness. All right? Let's just show the weirdness. Now, this guy right here, he's one of the guys who is I don't know. I can't say he's a lieutenant. He's of Sneaky Reeky. I think he's more of a clout chaser. Again, we're gonna get into this in a few. Don't worry, we'll deal with Mayat. But look at this. The name of this site is called FBA News and Updates. That's what it's called. All right. Just another guy who wants to make a buck off the algorithm. Whatever. Let's go down. Let's go down. Look at this. This fraud is the reason tethers call us Pan-African and say that we're lost, plus deny their role in the slave trade. How about that one? How about that one? Huh? And he went after him a few times. Listen, here's a video. I guess he did a live. Here's a couple of lives, I guess. Look at this. All right. See this? Tariq, why we should remove all Pan-Africans, and here's why. You see this? And of course, what I talked about a couple of days ago, they're trying to kick Mayat to the curb. To the curb. You see this? Total and complete. And all he does, well, Tariq said this. Well, this is what Tariq said. Well, Tariq said this. And just totally dick riding Tariq Nasheed. Completely. This is what the whole platform's about. But let's continue. But you notice this is what this was before they exiled your boy James Small. Who did they replace him with? Did they replace him with another scholar? Maybe a quote unquote FBA scholar? Well, sorry, there's no such thing as an FBA scholar now, is there? See, if FBA has been around all this time, you'd have a scholar that specializes in FBA. Just like you have English scholars, you got British scholars, you got Irish scholars, you got African scholars, you got American scholars, huh? No FBA scholars you can replace them with. So what do? And look at this. Notice the names, the photos here, right? He replaced this. Just keep looking at Dr. Smalls and look at who he replaced him with. Look at who he replaced an educator with neighborhood Nip. He replaced an educator with neighborhood Nip. Listen, I don't know much about Nipsey Hussle's music. I only heard about him after his death. That's when I paid attention to his music. For some insane reason, and whether it's Tariq Nasheed, whether I know Jeremy Lloyd, aka Jason Black, trying to make this guy into a legend. I don't listen. What I know, he seemed pretty famous, and he never even had an album. And look, it was messed up the way he died. Don't get me wrong. Now, I did see this guy for some reason. He was prone to violence. I'll say that. I've seen him get into a lot of scraps on places like the red carpet and shit. So he was prone to violence. So it really isn't that surprising that his life might have ended in violence. I mean, from what I understand, I guess he got in an argument with that guy, Shitty Cuz, and one of them called each other a snitch. They got to scrapping and stuff, and I guess Shitty Cuz caught the drop on him and slumped him. But listen, you're gonna replace a scholar. You're gonna replace a scholar with a guy who is a rapper who is in a gang, right? Obviously the Crips. A rapper who his last song was called Thug Nigger, Driving Through the Hood. When you're a rapper, it doesn't matter where you came from. Like, as your career, if you have a long enough career, your career is supposed to, you're supposed to grow. Your career is not supposed to stay, you're not supposed to be talking about the same things. You know, Snoop Dogg was talking about khakis and all this other shit and gang shit and all this and smoking people. As he got older, you notice that he kept trying new things. You evolve. How are you in the hip hop game all them years and you're driving through the hood and with your grown up, I guess she wasn't his wife, I guess his girlfriend, Laura London. Let me just hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a photo of the video. But yeah, it's like, dude, like, what was that? Yeah, this is, let me go ahead and just put the picture in here real quick. Let me put the photo in here just so that you can see. Because this is weird. This is weird. And he never had, this dude never had a signature album. He had mixtapes, but yet he was that popular. You know what I mean? So let me just look into the chat real quick. Nipsey is, he embraced, listen, he's not black. Half a tree, and he's not black. He embraced Africa. No, don't, please don't put him in listen, Afro Jam. Don't put him in Tupac. He's not a great actor. Nipsey does not act like Tupac. He's not an actor like Tupac. He doesn't have lyrics like Tupac. That's blasphemy. That's hip hop blasphemy. Don't do that. This guy is not Tupac. But look at this. This is his last video. You were supposed to have evolved long time ago from this. And Thug nigga, he's not black. The man is not black. Man, look at everybody there is black but him. And this is what he's promoting in his, and again, because you know there's gonna be some nipsoids out there and like, yo, why you take, bro? Yeah, it's fucked up how he died. And even if he was doing this, it shouldn't have happened like this. But you guys blew him up into something different, and now he's taking the place. This guy is taking the place of a professor. Let's go into the chat. Good Lord. To be fair, Nipsey was really trying to get that people, black economics. The one day he didn't go with his bodyguard, he lost. Again, I don't even know that much about Nipsey's music. I did, when the day he passed, I did download all his CDs. And listen, the West Coast hip hop, top heavy, the greatest rappers are all from Compton. With the exception of Ice Cube and Snoop, all the greatest rappers are from Compton, California. And then just go down from there. That's top heavy where all the great rappers are from, all of them. Like if you did a top 10, 7 of them would probably be from Compton. He's not one of them. Like, he is not one of them. He's not. All right. He's a guy. I mean, it's just like Queensbridge over in the East Coast. Yeah, you're gonna have a bit of a flow. It doesn't mean that you're up there with Nas and Prodigy. So I tell you, man, like yeah, I mean, listen, I'm glad we can have a discussion on this. Like they're trying, they refuse. I get what you're saying. He was definitely transitioning. He did it again. I'm glad you said this. Every time he's seen, he's fighting on the red carpet. He's fighting with the press. He's like literally like fisticuffs. So it's not shocking that he got murked, that he died in a violent way. But my thing is with him, I just bring him up because how, Sway? Like how? What song did Nipsey write? Like Tupac Tupac did a lot of songs, ignorant songs, but he had a lot of songs that were uplifting and that were classics. Name one Nipsey song that was an uplifting classic. Name one Nipsey classic. That's all I'm asking. I'd heard the song where he had the crisscross beat. Last time that I checked, they tried to turn that into some sort of classic. That's not like what are we doing here? But him, what? And he's doing it because Nipsey is plastered all over Los Angeles. So he wants people, he doesn't even care about this dude. He wants people to come and like, oh, you see the Nipsey mural at the hookah lounge? That's all this is about. He doesn't care about these people. Holy smokes, man. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. You know what's weird? Tariq did an interview. He did a shitty interview. He didn't say anything, and what he's saying now to him, according to Tariq, you can have a half FBA parent. I can't with this, bro. I don't know what to tell you. No, he didn't invent that at all. Not like, come on, bro. Nipsey's not black, and neither was his baby mama, Lauren London. Lauren London's white. She got a white father. And y'all are going, I don't understand. You're going for this? James Small was replaced with this. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. I don't know. And like no up, I don't. So hold on. It's of the lineage, right? Nipsey's not of the lineage. Stop playing these silly games. Nipsey is not. Nipsey is full tether. Fuck are we doing out here? Oh my! He's just using his image for sport to get some clicks and get some people over to the hookah lounge. Ay. Here's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna deal with Mayat, all right? Because she's obviously on the poster as well. Okay. But before we do that, right? Before we even touch on that, here's what we got to do. Here's what I got to do. All right. Before we even touch on any of that. Boy. You gotta excuse me, man, because these people are slower than fucking molasses. They really are, man. It doesn't matter what you tell them, they're just slow. They're slow. But I want to just take you inside of my home, if I may. Give me a second here, sir. And I just want to show you guys something. Actually, let me see if I can do it here. I can do it here. Why not? I'll do it here on the channel itself. Why not? But good Lord, y'all. Good Lord. Let's go down. Hold on. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. So let's go down the list, y'all, because I want to just put this into context. Remember, 19 Keys said, you got to put everything into context, bruh. All right, you got to put it into context. You can't just say shit, my nigga. You can't just read one line of a book. My brother, it's got to be in context. Okay, well, let's put it in context, my brother. Let's put it in context. And actually, this is my platform. Let's get into FBA. Can we do that? Let's do that. Let's go. Now, I don't want to deal with any of the newer ones. Let's go back. We're going to take this back, way back in time. Let's keep going. All right. Thomas Sotomayor. Okay. Buck Broken. This was me. This was the preview to Buck Breaking. All right. This was 5 years or so ago. Buck Breaking. This was that trash that Tariq put out that completely and totally savaged the image of black men. That's what it did. Just go. You don't have to do anything. You can go online because see, eventually these sloppy-mentaries end up free on YouTube. So it is free on YouTube. You can find it. Total mess. Total disaster. Okay, microphone check. And what else did I say? Just want to get into other stuff that I spoke about regarding FBA. Guys, this right here. You see this? This is the NFT. Tariq Nasheed made NFTs. And what did the NFTs look like? Let's just go into it for a second. All right? Let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Let me just show you these NFTs. Folks, this was 4 years. This was what date? This was 2021, folks. An NFT, I explained it. An NFT is basically something, it's a memory that it's a time in history that you can grab as a memory, right? That sticks with you. Look at these NFTs that he's selling, folks. Like, come on. Look at the white man. Look at the black. These are all coon. Like, look at this. Look, guys, look at what he's selling. Look at what he's selling. Look at this. Actually, let me just turn this off and let me play this real fast. Look at this. Playbacks. I just want to speed this up a bit. Guys, look at what he's selling. Look at this shit. Buck breaking. Look at this shit. This is what he was doing 5 years ago, and your girl Mayat was in this movie. Hopefully trying to make the bid up to $1,000. Let's keep it moving. Look at, like, come on, who's gonna buy this? Okay, this is spinning. Who's gonna buy this and put this on their chain? How is this a flex? How? Here's some other shit. Oh my God. Who's buying this? Man, listen. So let's just go back. All right. Just want to go through all the FBA stuff that we've gone through. Let me just check the chat for a second. Whoops. Yeah, I know it's a grift. I know. Let's keep it moving. This was back in my nappy Yankee days. This again, the brown paper bag test. That's part of FBA. My goodness. Like, you mean to tell me that y'all didn't see this right here? Literally adjacent to a whole white nationalist racist pig? Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's just keep it moving. Okay. So we went through this. Let's go through Tariq Nasheed. All right. Let's go through Tariq Nasheed. What do we have here? Huh? I mean, obviously we have this. We have this. Co-signing with Tucker Carlson. You didn't say anything about that. The museum. The whole museum scheme. Huh? Still no museum. Still no museum. We can just go down the list. What else? And this is years ago, folks. This is years ago. How about this? You threw out James Small. You're throwing out 19 Keys. You want to throw out Dr. Mayat for having an opinion. Meanwhile, Polite. Hold on a second, y'all. Probably have this on tape. And this is me. Shout out to your girl. What's her name? Empowered Esquire. Let me just see. I'm just trying to look to see if yeah. I mean, go to Haven Bullet's channel. He has that. But I don't get it. Yeah, this is polite. This is polite. Like this is why I don't get into all the gay shit. This is the transgender that Polite was winding up on. It's a transgender. The Polite was winding up on in the car. So, like, when these guys start to say you're moist or gay, no one deals with gay shit more than these guys. So, let me just say that. Hold on a second, y'all. Something just happened to my thing. Bear with me, y'all. This went on for a second. Bear with me. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, cool. All right, I got it. So, wait, what just happened? Hold on a second, y'all. Something just Hold on, y'all. One sec. Something just happened. Oh, I see what I did. All right. Okay, folks. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Okay, folks. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Hmm. All right. Can y'all hear me okay? Put some ones up if you can hear me okay. Put some ones up if you can hear me okay. Okay, I think I'm back. All right, I double dipped. My bad. Yeah, something happened with my thing, but let's just go back to the yeah. But what were we talking about? I guess I have to edit that out. But yeah, man. Tariq Nasheed, the bait and switch. All right. Tariq Nasheed, the coonery. Let's go to some videos about Tariq Nasheed. This is something from 5 years ago, folks. 5 years ago. That we've been warning you about the Tariq for years. For years. Let me just go back here. Doral, yep, fuck Doral. But yeah, man. Let's see. I mean, that's like, guys, there's just too much already that we've spoken about. Oh yeah, the conference. Remember the Bring Your Own Cooler conference? This shit from 6 to 9 p.m. at night. This conference that caught that he had to raise $200,000 for because he had a $200,000 lien on his house. What about that? Like we can just go down the list of all the shit that this guy has done, and you got people saying, "Oh, well, it's not that big a deal." So let's get into Dr. Mayat, shall we? Y'all all right? Where are we at here? Let me just shut this off. Stop sharing. And yeah, let's get into this right here, folks. We got to do this. All right. We have to do this. Now, something happened, right? Something happened on the way to when I went to a platform. I went to a platform yesterday, and the platform, interestingly enough, was talking about whether this group is a psyop. And the guy's name was Dr. I believe is Unsar. I think his name is. And he had brought up, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I noticed he brought up the shit show that happened in New York a couple of days ago when Africans sincerely came in and pled to the United Nations, you know, like FBA should have been doing, but they decided to stay home and do what they always do, bang on the computer screen. That's all they do, right? And they were all upset because people like, you know, like the Ghanaians there, and you had some of these weirdos screaming at Africans, not screaming at white folks, not screaming at the government. They'd never go to the White House and do this to Trump. They would never do that. You got whites calling Trump Hitler when he's sitting at dinner, and you're too pussy to do that yourself. Rather, let's go up to Africans who were talking to you in such a congenial. They were speaking to you with such respect, and you're there yelling at them and calling them names and African booty scratcher, making fools out of yourself. You're so dumb that you couldn't look a gift horse in the face and say, okay, Fatback Sharpton is there. Of course, he's going to show his face. Ben Crump is there. When have you guys ever gotten close to these dudes and said, this is what we want you to speak about? Because if anything, Al Sharpton has access. The man has access. So since he has access, why not use some of that access and get close to where you want to go? But the truth is, you really don't want to do that. You have these fools attacking the Somalians who went on the Petrus Bridge to march for their rights, not as a disrespectful way to black people, but it is something that they respected so much that they used that to get their point across. And what's so crazy about it, you had people like Tariq Nasheed, after John Lewis, who was one of the leaders that day. You had people like this clown and Jeremy Lloyd, aka Jason Black, attack that man. I'm not saying these civil rights people were perfect, but I know one thing: they did a hell of a lot more than you niggas. All y'all do is sit behind a screen and call. You saw what it is: tether, this, tether. Y'all ain't do shit. Kurt Gaines can't tell me one thing that Tariq or the Black Authority or any of these B1 clowns have done more than John Lewis. But the point is, you could have gotten access there, but you didn't because you were jealous that these people from Africa, they did what you refused to do. That's all it is. You're too lazy to do it. You just want to get on here and get super chats and grow your channel. Oh, I got 30,000, I got 50,000, I got 40,000. Thank you for all the love. That's all you're doing. Just rage bait to make some money. This is not a revolutionary group. And you had Dr. Mayat, who was in this new Hidden Colors slop, who gave the excuse that, oh, they're talking about, I mean, she said so much bullshit. Well, Hidden Colors is about to show that how we're fighters and that we stand up to everything, but you were in buck breaking, which showed us as in our most subservient, right? Such bullshit. Where was your fight when you're going to get reparations? Now, let me just start with this as far as Mayat's concerned. All right? Folks, let me show you something. And thanks everybody for coming in. Let me show you something. This is 2 years ago. Or it may have been 3 years because this is in 2023. You feel me? Let me just go through this for a second. This is in Brooklyn, New York. This, as you can see, this is from my channel. All right? I was there. Let's just move back a bit. Let's move back. This is Q Butter's Science Fair. All right. And this is me. This is me walking through. Right. This is somewhere towards the end.
Check this out.
This is the Science Fair.
Again, you're probably demonstrating a lot of this stuff like later on, you know what I mean? Probably.
All right. And as we're walking through, look who I run into.
Hey, what's up? George Macon, YouTube star. What's going on, man?
You see this? And oh, by the way, for those who were wondering,
like later on, you know what I mean? Yep.
Those who are wondering.
Okay. Check this
Let's
out.
keep it moving. So this is
probably
me.
demonstrating a lot of this stuff like later on, you know what I mean?
So let's keep it going. And I walk up and I meet.
Excuse me. Hey, what's up? George Macon, YouTube star.
That's me. So you see my black hand. And of course, you see George Macon, who I've met, who, you know, if you've been in this space, you know the fuckery that George Macon's been up to as of late with this FBA bullshit. All right. But I did meet him there. And, you know, you meet people in person. Obviously, people are going to be nice. But the shit that he's pulling with this FBA stuff, even though he's supposedly Cuban, he is he's a tether, as it were. All right. Like, and let me blow this up a bit because I think this is kind of small here. And yeah. What do you think Ghana did at the UN? Ghana, I mean, you know, they put a message out. But here he is, George Macon.
What's going on, man?
All right. So this was in Brooklyn, folks, over at the Restoration Center.
Yeah,
all right.
Saw him,
On
George
Fulton
Macon,
Street. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's just move up. We're going to move up a little bit more. We're going to go a little bit further. Let's move up. Let's keep it moving. Oh, hold on. That was your boy Q Butter. Hold on. That was your boy Q Butter right there. Hold on.
Hey, bro. How much of the t-shirt when I'm over?
Hold on, let's just go back. But this is my video. I was there, right? Let's keep it moving. Well, I want to stop right here. Because guess who this is, folks?
He said, oh, well, look at this. Guys, Dr. Mayat. So I'm going to go greet Dr. Mayat.
Right. So, and what this shows, folks, for people who think that I'm just a voice, you know, going online, talking shit or what have you, you know what I mean? Basically, this just shows that I'm, as they say, touching grass. All right? That's basically it. Now, hold on. What did she say? And see. But again, doesn't mean that much, but it's just to let you know that I have gone out. I've tried to at least, you know, see what these guys are about.
Hey, Dr. Mayat, nice to meet you. Very good, man. You know, I'm a sub, and you know, I've seen your work and everything, and yeah, you know, I just want to come out and support the fam. Yeah, man. So this was good.
Yeah. So I guess she was busy, and let's just move up again. 29, 49. Hold on a sec. 29, 49.
Now let me. Hold on. Yeah, I know I seem like such a creep doing this, but oh well. Nah, I'm not gonna do this now.
49,
What's up,
49.
Information Man? I'm at Q Butters event.
Yeah, so this is me speaking with Q with Information Man.
This be a Q Butters event. If you check out the video, a couple of people I've seen. Okay, yeah, there's George Macon. You know, yeah, George Information Man says hi. Information, yeah, this Information Man says what's up. So yeah, man, we are in the.
Yeah, like I said, but it's just to let you know, I am out and about, so it's not like I'm just throwing shots out there, for no reason. There's a reason behind this. So that was the science fair that I was at 3 years ago, right? And like I said, just to see what's going on here, that was 3 years ago. But she's still rocking with this clown. She's still rolling with this fool. Now, let me play something that was from my man Taharka Bay. All right. Now, this video right here that he drops is very telling. It is. And she's from Baltimore, but Taharka is also from Baltimore. And they run into the same spaces. And when I went up on that other platform, and I told you, we're going to get to that in a second, they ran me off and said, yeah, I don't believe that Dr. Mayat did this. She's a good person, blah, 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 blah. And this is before, like I said, you saw that I met her. And I just thought that, hey, they were doing a good thing and what have you. And I'm not trying to judge people by their past. But it does make you wonder, because you just sit down and wonder and say, okay, Sneaky Riki's doing this, and he's saying this, and he promotes this, and he talks like this, and every time people bring it up, it's like Tariq is Tariq. Well, but he is completely anti-black, and you just wonder, gee, they don't say anything. Could they, in fact, be compromised? Well, listen to this footage, and I'll say fair use. Now, Taharka said we could use his shit as long as we don't talk about him. So we're going to get right into it, folks. And you can listen for yourself. Let's go.
Looking at people who was closely associated with Tariq. You know what I mean? I started looking at people that was closely associated with Tariq. And I was like, wow, I'm starting to see a common thread now. I'm starting to see a common theme. One of the persons that I looked at was Dr. Mayat. Dr. Mayat is from Baltimore. And I just couldn't understand how Dr. Mayat could continuously work with Tariq Nasheed when I offered to show her the paperwork where he reported me to the FBI. I seen her personally at an event, and I say, sis, he reported me to the FBI. Would you like to see it? For some reason, she didn't want to see it. She said, no, and changed the subject, and we started talking about something else. She didn't want me to show her face on social media, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm explaining to her, I never disrespect you. I never come at you like that. I'm calling what I see, and it is what it is. And there is no pics, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it because I'm right here. I'm just saying, I'm paraphrasing. I probably didn't say it that way because normally I try to get people to understand, like, no, this is social media. And if one's on social media, they can't be temperamental when it comes to being scrutinized. You know what I mean? If you're temperamental about being scrutinized, then you shouldn't be on social media. People scrutinize me every day. But with that being said, I did mention to Dr. Mayat about what took place. It was completely ignored. Hey, but that's your business. No problem. But one thing that I could not ignore is, why would a person ignore something like that? Because I know that you claim to be about black empowerment. You claim to be about black power. You claim to be about all of these things that would liberate our people. And every time our people get together and walk towards liberation, we become infiltrated. And if one tells you that this one reported this one to the FBI, that should be a red flag. There's no money in the world that should make a person disregard that one reports one to the feds when you claim that you are for black empowerment. Because we know what happened to the Huey Newtons. We know what happened to the Black Panthers. We know what happened to all that. So if you claim that, now listen, if you claim that, but then you ignore that, that's a red flag. So people like Mayat don't feel as though I'm targeting her. This is a topic of discussion, and I'm a content creator. And therefore I see something that looks familiar from my experience, and I'm speaking on it. That's it. I'm not targeting anybody. So when I would look at Dr. Mayat, of course, I would find that Dr. Mayat was convicted. Let me just read it. And this is just the first part. So stick with me because there's a second that goes with it. Let me just read it. Baltimore, Maryland. U.S. District Court Judge J.K. Better sentenced Deanna Bailey, age 33, of Baltimore today to 46 months in prison, followed by 2 years of supervised release for conspiring to commit money laundering. Judge Better also ordered Bailey to forfeit $500,000. Bailey is Dr. Mayat. And now, at the end of the day, that's $500,000. That's $500,000, right? Let me finish reading. The sentence was announced by U.S. State's Attorney for the District of Maryland, Rod J. Rosenstein, Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Gary Tuggle of the Drug Enforcement Administration, Baltimore District Office, and Chief James W. Johnson of Baltimore County Police Department. According to our plea agreement, Bailey was a member of a drug trafficking organization based in Maryland. Or as we say, Maryland. Bailey transported or caused to be transported at least 500 pounds of marijuana from southern United States to Maryland for distribution. Sabrina Fitz was the head teller at the Prairie Hall branch. Rosenstein, Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Gary Tuggle of the Drug Enforcement Administration, Baltimore District Office, and Chief James W. Johnson of Baltimore County Police Department. According to our plea agreement, Bailey was a member of a drug trafficking organization based in Maryland. Or as we say, Maryland. All right. On May 2nd, 2013, a search warrant was issued at the apartment in Baltimore where Bailey sometimes stayed. Law enforcement seized a handgun, digital scales, 10 cell phones, and $319,000 in $100 bills. Sabrina Nicole Fitz, age 29 of Baltimore, Maryland, was sentenced on December 20th, 2013 to a month in prison, followed by 8 months of home detention for failing to file currency transaction reports on suspected drug proceeds. Judge Breder also ordered Fitz to perform 250 hours of community service and forfeit $5,000 she was paid by Bailey for converting the drug proceeds. The government filed a civil action February 10th, 2014, alleging that M&T Bank is required to forfeit $560,000 that was transferred to the bank by Bailey in exchange for $100 bills. The complaint alleges that the money is subject to forfeiture because M&T failed to file currency transaction reports on the bank transaction in amount to exceed $10,000 as required by law. United States Attorney Rod J. Rothstein praised DNA and Baltimore County Police Department for their work in investigation. Mr. Rothstein thanked Assistant U.S. Attorney Stefan D. Costella, who prosecuted the case. Now, this is not what I'm actually highlighting. Everybody has a background. You know what I mean? Everybody has a background. Gregory, you say they let her go easy. There's more to the story, which we don't have enough time tonight to go over.
I just want to say this about this story. All right? This live was done months ago. All right? If I'm correct, and let me just... let me see if I can find the date. But here's my point. Y'all. See, if this information was false, right? If this information was false, Taharka Bay would be in a lot of trouble. Taharka Bay can get a cease and desist. You understand? This was done, hold on, because this had about 4,000 views. And this was done, a year ago, exactly a year ago. What date? It's a year, so yeah. Guys, this was done 11 months ago. You understand? 11 months ago. So if this story was wrong or fake, it would have been taken down from his platform, which is still up on his platform, or he would have been sued. So apparently there's some credence to this story.
Anyway, with that being said, so when I looked at that, right? I was like, hold up. I remember being a part of those Sinetta conversations. And now let me set it up for you.
And I just want to say, just to show you how dumb these FBAs are, man, look at this. All right. Am I African, miss? Or dude, or whatever the fuck you are? Come on, man. Like these people are so done. Y'all, you Africans keep playing. They keep saying this because they hate Africa. The ancestors made it that rain. You Africans keep on playing with that, with fat meat. Come on, guys. Do better. Seriously. Well, let's continue the video. Fair use.
So I remember one day I'm watching Sinetta TV and a sister claimed to be from Baltimore, which I'm not in the streets, so I wouldn't know that type of behavior. If a person selling big volumes of drugs or involved in that, I wouldn't know anything about that at that time, because at that time I'm trying to build a small cleaning business. I'm not involved. I don't know anything about that. But when I see the person on Sinetta, I don't recognize the person as a person in conscious communities or conscious circles here in Baltimore. But again, I give or take. I don't really draw from that, because most Moorish Americans usually be on an island to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, well, I don't know. Okay, it is what it is. But hey, Moorish Americans usually be on an island to themselves, so maybe I wouldn't know this person in conscious circles. Nevertheless, in 2014 on Sinetta TV, I was like, okay, so I'm listening, and for me being a Moorish American, I critically examine what people say. So for me, her commentary on consciousness just wasn't my thing. I mean, most people on Sinetta wasn't, but I did like the dramatics of some people on Sinetta. You know what I mean? Like the dramatics of Shaka Atmos. Even though he came at the Moors, he was dramatic. I like these characters per se, but some speakers to me seem to be a little bit dry, if you understand what I'm saying. So I can't even be entertained. But the commentary really didn't appeal to me. I'm just going to say off the top, it didn't appeal to me. But nevertheless, I still listened. And I remember her and Young Pharaoh had got in a strange confrontation. I think it was Seti and Young Pharaoh. They were set to debate. The Amin Ra squad, or the Amin Ra squad, which consisted of Dr. Mayat and a few others, most importantly, Brother Unk. And some kind of way, the beef got out of hand, and anybody that knows Young Pharaoh is cursing up a storm, calling her all type of bees and everything, going in. Nevertheless, that is the climate of the conscious community. We've seen it many, many times over there with Sinetta. We've seen it many, many times. But when this peace order happened with Tariq Nasheed, I'm like, hold up. How many times have this happened? That someone would get into a spat with another content creator online and they would seek a peace order, or they would seek criminal charges, and they would try to get somebody locked up. And yeah, I would find that Dr. Mayat would file for a peace order against Young Pharaoh. Now, the story is that Young Pharaoh supposedly had threatened her. Family, I never seen that show. I cannot verify that. You know what I'm saying? I never seen that. You know what I mean? I know he cussed her out, and that's what Young Pharaoh do. But this is another instance where Young Pharaoh is in Buffalo, and one gets granted a peace order in Maryland, where Maryland wouldn't have I don't think Maryland would have jurisdiction over somebody in Buffalo. How can they enforce someone in, how can Maryland, this is just a hypothetical question. How can Maryland enforce a peace order if a person is in Buffalo?
How
It just
indeed?
don't make sense. Maybe if the person came into the state or something like that, but Pharaoh, he's in Buffalo. I refuse to believe that Pharaoh would cross the border to come to Maryland over an internet argument, even though Pharaoh is nutty as 13 fruitcakes. It didn't make sense to me. But I found out that, yep, here we go again. And this is a peace order that is pre Tariq filing a peace order.
Now, I want to say, because, guys, Tariq, you've seen Tariq. I mean, he's about 6'4". It doesn't mean anything really. Just because you're big doesn't mean that you're not a pussy. But he's 6'4". All right, clearly bigger than Taharka Bay. Now, again, I don't know. We've seen videos online of smaller dudes who got fighting skills who take out people who are a little bigger than them. But seriously, you're here rallying the troops, talking all this shit, using your troops to get in other people's ways. Really, you rally troops to go after certain folks. You dox people. You're afraid of Taharka Bay, and you put together a peace order. What's a peace order, by the way? For those who don't know, it's a civil court order requiring an individual to stop harassing, stalking. Taharka Bay's never stalked this dude. Trespassing or abusing. Taharka's in Baltimore. Tariq's in LA. Mayat's in Baltimore, and freaking Young Pharaoh's in Buffalo. Then moved to Texas. But this is to provide legal protection to ensure the safety against harassment or abuse. I saw a little bit of the video. Pharaoh, of course, made a fool of himself as always, but yeah, like Pharaoh made a fool of himself as always, but seriously, man, I mean, a peace order? And so let's continue with this.
I just thought it was odd that at first I thought it was unique to Tariq Nasheed. Peace orders are not nationwide. What are you talking about? Peace orders are not nationwide. Somebody say, Dr. Caressa and that say peace orders are nationwide. Peace orders are not nationwide. What are you talking about? They're local. Where you get that from? That's not true, Dr. Caressa. That's not true. That's not true at all. I'm laughing because I've already researched it. That's not true at all. Peace orders in Maryland can only be enforced by one who is a Maryland resident, number one. Number two, or you have to work in Maryland. So the accused would have to be a Maryland resident or work in Maryland before a peace order can be issued to them. That's the law in Maryland. So how would you talk? That's not federal. Where did you get that from, Doc? Doc, I might have to take your doctor off you. Doctor Annette, I might have to take doctor off you. Who gave you your doctor? Who gave you your DR? I might have to take that. We take doctors over here. Only doctors we have in here is Dr. America. She's the only one left. Everybody else, they rolled out on me. A peace order in Missouri is violated everywhere. It's called the Full Faith and Credit Act. I'll find it for you. Well, this is not Missouri. This is Maryland. And Maryland law states that you have to either be a resident or you have to be employed in Maryland. But with that being said, anyway, they granted the peace order, right? They granted the peace order. Strange to me, but it is what it is. Now, we know that people have always, stock market is crashing and Tariq is mute. Now listen, I'm not saying that any of these people are the feds. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is suspicious that this same technique has been used. I mean, that and these FBAs work together. And these techniques that are used, it just appear to be very convenient how these techniques are used against an online disagreement. You follow me? Let's take a pause for the call.
Come on, FBA, make some noise. Black power.
Guys, I want you to look at this video right here, okay? And first of all, this was done when? When was the celebration? The rally for reparations. I did a video. That was like 2 years ago, folks. Like, again, I gave you the history of the shit that Tariq was putting out there. And here you are with all your ashes and black power and, you know, the Muslim cloth and all this other bullshit. And you are in the rally with this fool.
Black power, clap it up for your black selves. Can we get a hand clap for brother Tariq Nasheed? Let's give that brother his flowers while he can smell the ashe. Clap it up for your black selves for being here today. Ashe. And let's clap it up for our ancestors. So salute to the FBA brothers and sisters who are building homes on land we inherited in the South to create hometowns for us. Salute to our brothers and sisters who built institutions, educational institutions, businesses, economic engines, and cultural institutions in our communities, all while we continue to fight for liberation. Reparation.
Guys, did you hear that? Let me play that again. All right. Listen to the crowd's reaction to when she says liberation, and look how quickly she had to correct that. Let's continue. Hold on. Actually, this has to be played at the regular speed so you can understand. And then we're going to get into the other shit. But look at this.
While we continue to fight for liberation. Reparations. I'm sorry. Reparations. So FBA, I want to close with these words. Keep building.
Keep building.
Corporation has to give up more than $500,000 in drug money laundered through the branch in Perry Hall. The head teller at that branch was sentenced for helping change small bills from drug deals into $100 bills for a customer. The teller spent a month in prison and has to give up $5,000 the customer gave her for helping out. The customer was sentenced to 46 months in jail. Customer was sentenced to 46 months in jail.
Yeah, guys, that's what I'm saying, man. Again, this was done over a year ago. If this was a false story, she could have. I mean, she gave Pharaoh the peace order. She took time out to give him that. Why not give Taharka Bey a cease and desist? Now, again, nobody judges. I'm not judging anyone for their past. I mean, like that was that bank shit and you're stealing money from a bank. I work for a bank. It's hard, guys. You got to be a genius level to even think about doing that, bro. Like genius. Okay. Genius. So it's not, but she did that. And again, you know, come out and, you know, just obviously turn your life around and not be a menace to society. But now it's like you're shady in other ways. Let's talk about this incident. And I'm not going to call it an incident for this reason. All right. I went up on a platform, Dr. Ansar's platform, and he was talking about the march and everything, not the march, but the protests that those fools had in New York City against the Africans. And, you know, I went up and I said a few things, and then I brought up Dr. Mayat, and I was completely bum rushed, okay? Because he and I happened to be in a stream that Dr. Mayat was doing where people was questioning her as to why she was in Hidden Color 6 with all of the toxicity that Tariq Nasheed has put out there in these internets. That's it. I mean, it's something that had to come up because I was surprised when I saw her in the trailer. I'm like, okay, after James Small, after all of you're still rocking with this dude. So, you know, when I went up there after I talked about what the spoke about the march and the foolery that it was, not the march, but the protest and the foolery that it was, then I brought up Dr. Mayat. And I said something to the effect of, like, why would Dr. Mayat say that, listen, I got bills to pay. I need the money to pay the bills. Now, he immediately stopped me and someone else went and stopped me, and they just, and you can listen to it. I mean, I'll even put the link of it, of the stream. But he was like, yeah, I don't believe she said that. Yeah, I said, you were there in the stream. Like, nah, she didn't say that at all, brother. I don't think she said that at all. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. I mean, and then I said, look, I'll go ahead. I'll get the information. I'll get the stream and the link, and I'll have timestamps of it. Timestamps, and I'll bring it up. He said, okay, yeah, that's fine, brother. And there was another guy up there like, nah, you're not going to speak against Dr. Mayat. She's a good woman. She's this, she's that. But you got to understand, folks, and I want you to hear me in this. Guys, yeah, it was a turned up situation, all right? I was a little annoyed by it. But here's the thing, though. In these situations, I've been through this before. I've seen this before. During when the Umar sector started getting on, and when I went up on these platforms, they did the same thing. Umar doing all types of fuck shit, and you're showing these people like, nah, he didn't do it. Nah. There was one fool, one jackass. He knew Umar or whatever. I was down in Atlanta when Umar lied about vandalism at a yoga spa in Atlanta, right? Lied about it. There was proof that he lied about it. And somebody these guys did a whole video. Nah, you lying. He did all that. He just, dude, let me, if I may, hold on. Let me just, I'll put the link in the chat. We've seen all of the fuck shit he did. And again, people trying to tell you're not seeing what you're seeing. So again, I guess she built up enough capital among the conscious community where she can just, she's not up for any criticism. She's done enough lives. She said Ashe enough times and Black Power enough times and Queen and King and all the other buzzwords to the point she does not deserve any criticism. Right? And so that's what happened on the platform. Now, to be fair, let me go to that video. To be fair, because like I said, most people, they get in their feelings and they're like, they run to their platform and they start, they put out a video like, fuck that dude and blah, blah, blah. And he's this. Like I said, okay, like sometimes it's like the song, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. All right. Cooler heads will prevail. Let me get to the video real quick. Let me get to the video. Here it is. FBA PSYOP. All right. Here. Y'all can listen to what happened at the end. But here's what happened though. Let me go. Maybe, who knows? Maybe somebody may have brought it up, but I'm going to bring up some more stuff that will be very interesting. We're going to go back to the Dr. Mayat stream that I was talking about. But here it is. So I posted, because what happened is I posted the links in here I posted the links in the platform and I said the links aren't showing. That the links aren't showing, but he said, let's go back. Yeah, here it is. He said, I saw it in the private chat because I posted it in the private chat so he can see it, right? And I'm going to play the links that I posted in the private chat. And he said the links are blocked in the threads typically. I'm not a moderator, so obviously I can't post links, but I didn't know that they would be blocked here in the comments, maybe because to prevent spamming or whatever. All right, that's fine. They're blocked and threaded. He said he heard it, and as I shared, she didn't say it the way you articulated it. We're going to go through that. Dr. Mayat is saying in that clip that no one idols, I don't know what that means, going to tell her what to do, especially if they're not paying her bills. No one's going to tell her what to do, especially if they're not paying her bills, which that alone doesn't make sense, but whatever. But you'll see as we go through it. Said, which is different from the statement you made about her saying she's part of FBA, which she did say that. She did try to prove that she was part of it, that she was an FBA or Hidden Colors because she needs the money. Let me continue. I said, you can see if you could post it here and it'll prove what I'm saying is accurate. Well, it won't, because I'm going to post it right now in my platform. And so I answered him. I said, I heard what I heard amongst other things in that stream, and we're going to go into the other things. My take is that she'll take the money from Tariq regardless of what he promotes. And she and Ankh even laughed off how he infiltrated and disrespected ADOS. Understand that, folks. Listen, I am not pro ADOS. ADOS is bullshit. All right. But ADOS turned out to be bullshit, but there were some good things about ADOS. I supported them getting reparations. But ADOS, especially as of late, now they're trying to be more abrasive than FBA. Right? And FBA and Tariq came in and infiltrated ADOS and took away any talk of reparations, and he turned it, as I wrote here, this supposed reparations movement into an online store and comedy nightclub. And in this stream, I will show you Dr. Mayat laughing off how Tariq Nasheed infiltrated ADOS, which was supposed to be legitimate towards getting you reparations, because we should know by now FBA ain't doing shit for your reparations. You got to know that. So she sat there and laughed it off. What was funny about that? Was it the puppets? Was it him calling her Strappy and him Froggy? Was it the bad imitations? What was it that was so funny about Tariq destroying ADOS? Understand something. ADOS, during the pandemic, they did a conference, a real freaking conference. I did a video on that to show the difference between ADOS and the FBA bullshit. It was a real conference in a black church. Lighting was great. And here's the thing about that conference that people don't understand, which is why I feel they were going the right way. They had two people there that were running for president, that were doing debates. Those two people was Marianne Williamson and Dr. Cornel West. Dr. Cornel West. Both of them were running for president. Both of them were doing debates, and both of them had reparations on their platform. Now, we know that they didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning. I know that. But they were there. And again, it's back to that word, access. Access. And Tariq Nasheed moved everybody over from ADOS to moving towards something to basically turning this into a money-making scheme. Literally. He called ADOS an LGBTQ organization, which it wasn't. Yeah, Yvette is a lesbian. Nobody attacked her personal life. They were going after her politics. But Tariq said, yeah, this is a lesbian organization. Tone is gay. Sandy Darity is gay. Anybody who calls himself FBA, and if they get behind and they say that they support Sandy Darity, is full of shit. Full of shit. I was there at the beginning. You were not. I watched this whole thing from the beginning to where it's at now. Even before Taharka Bay, even before Afro Think Tank. I watched this whole thing start. And you're gonna sit there and laugh. Yeah, Tariq really pushed. He kicked Yvette out. That's what was happening in that stream. And so I said, don't believe me, or should I post that clip too? Right? As well as if I'm not live. And I said, not all money is good money. And dating back to her involvement in that monstrosity called buck breaking 5+ years ago, she clearly has a price. To which he said, I at this point hold that we should not continue to affiliate with them, but I'm clear on what you said in the clip is different. At this point, I would suggest anyone not affiliate with them. You can post it here if it allows. I did try to post it. It didn't allow. But I'll say this again. It was ugly how that stream ended. All right? But I don't like getting into internet beefs or any sort of back and forth, which would be useless. So, okay, I appreciate that we did engage a bit just now. All right? And I wonder if somebody might have said something of me in the stream. Let's see. Oh, well, this is what I just say. It's a ripoff of the ADOS movement. He stole all the talking points from Yvette and Tone. Like the gentleman said in the first 15 minutes, they don't want reparations. They just want to use the word reparations for content and other agendas. Bear with me here, by the way. Let me just make sure that I got my audio correct. Yeah, I do. I got it right. But y'all get what I'm saying, man. Let me just see the chat here. Hello, Dr. Winkler. Listen, again, and as I said in this chat, in the video, yeah, it ended ugly, all right? But I appreciate the fact that we were able to engage at the bottom. I don't like getting into back and forth, useless, internet beefs. But I am going to play those clips that were in that chat, and you will see all the things I had a problem with regarding Dr. Mayat and Ankh. So basically, let's do that now. But let me just let me do this. I'm going to show y'all the, yep. Yeah. Let me show y'all what I wrote in the chat. All right. And let me just move this over. Let's see. All right. Let me show you what I put in the chat. Let me stop sharing this. Let me move over. And let's see. Window. Ha. All right. Now, you know what? I'm going to do this. Now, this is when she talked about hidden colors, but I did look at this before I did this stream, and she said some other things that were, and Ankh says some other things that were very problematic, extremely problematic. But yeah, listen. Right now, Dr. Mayat is feeling the heat. And let me just say, if the doctor's still here, bro, FBA is on her neck. FBA, and I know this dude, this FBA Ron is a clown, but bro, this is all the main FBA people. This is not me going after her trying to destroy her. I'm not doing that. What I tried to do is give you guys a warning and try to say, listen, that cult, this is what did. I mean, I said it in the video that was before. They are trying not only to get her out, they're trying to make her a pariah. Now, mind you, Tariq Nasheed knows these guys exist. Tariq Nasheed knows this guy exists. And I said earlier in the video about someone like Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson isn't saying anything about this FBA who sees him as the godfather. Whereas Neely Fuller, when asked about Tariq Nasheed, he said, I don't know this dude. I don't mess with any dude named Tariq Nasheed. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I shared it. My bad. I thought I shared the screen. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. Dude, she's on the menu right now for the FBA contingent. She's on the menu. And it's not just about throwing her out of Hidden Colors. They want to literally make her an edible. Now, Tariq Nasheed knows who these guys are. Make no mistake, he knows who this guy is. This weirdo that's doing like 5 and 6 hour lives and shit. Look at this. Let me tell you something. To the content creators out there, let me tell you about content creating. Content creating is draining. All right. It's draining. I know I'm going to be dead tired after this live. It's draining. Doing a 2 or 3 or 4 hour live, sometimes people fall asleep during the lives. And you mean to tell me this weirdo does like these 6 and 7 hour lives a day? I know that we want to do longer lives to get more money. How much money are you really getting with this? And you're not even you're getting as much clicks as me. You got more subs. But keep in mind, and it's not just him. I mean, I've already like there's other guys. They're saying get rid of Dr. Mayat. Why? Because she has a different opinion. And I'm saying, listen, Dr. Mayat, you got to choose a side. You can't cling on to this because make no mistake, Tariq Nasheed is going to chop you off at the knees if he needs to. He will do that. But let me go into this. And you just heard her say it. Listen, the thing about
Especially you
ain't paying my bills. See, here's the problem I have with that. We never mentioned her bills. I never mentioned her bills. I never said anything like, yeah, how much money are they paying you or anything like that. I know I didn't say that. I'm like, what is this? I never mentioned money. She mentioned money. Now, y'all can say whatever you want. Whenever someone says it's not about the money, it's usually about the money. It's usually about the money. Because if it isn't about the money, then why would you be with someone who's diametrically opposed to something that you claim is your core belief? So I'm not telling her what to do. We're just saying, okay, listen to the rhetoric. Look at the memes. The FBA is colorist as hell. If he didn't know you, he'd immediately say you're a musty tether. Why do you think O'Shea Duke Jackson is kissing his ass to the core? And when he said, yeah, O'Shea, I got so much stuff on you. Now, word is that O'Shea may have done some, I heard someone said a rumor about him. I'm not going to repeat it. I don't know, but I do know that had O'Shea went against Tariq, he would have called him every name in the book because O'Shea has a lot of strong African features. And Tariq would have roasted him based on that. And so now O'Shea is literally carrying Tariq's nuts. And it's crazy. But let's go to, 144. Hold on a second. 144. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Show this transcript. All right. Okay. So let's show the transcript. 144. 144. She said, no, she starts playing. I mean, she's been feeling the heat. Let's just keep it a stat. She's been feeling the heat from the FBA contingent. Feeling the heat. Now, listen to this, and this is bullshit right here, and fair use, by the way. Fair use. Listen to the explanation she gives regarding doing Hidden Colors 6. All right? Listen. Wait.
Them. Some people are ashamed. I hear some of the conversations. I work with the youth. I've been working with the youth for several years. I hear some of the conversations. Some of them are ashamed of our history because they see the civil rights movement and they think that we were just passive and that we just allow white folks to beat us up. We were enslaved. We just let white, and they really don't.
Not everybody thinks that, man. Come on, bro. I mean, if they did, they wouldn't worship people like Malcolm or even Marcus like that. Come on, man.
Understand our full history. They really don't.
You know who that? You know what that's the pseudo. That's what Tariq says. Tariq says that stupid shit. And so here's the excuse for the Hidden Colors 6.
Understand that we were resisting in the dungeons on the coast and during on the ships.
But miss, hold on.
Allow white folks to beat us up. We were enslaved. We just let white, and they really don't understand our full history. They really don't understand that we were resisting in the dungeons on the coast and during on the ships. We were resisting wherever we went. We resisted. They don't understand that history.
What ships? What ships? FBA said that we're here. What ships? Go ahead.
And that history is going to be highlighted. And my whole thing is, can people have their criticism about Tariq?
But wait a minute. But this is the same selling point that Tariq has always used for all his Hidden Colors things. And then he does that monstrosity called buck breaking. Buck breaking, like the guys, that just rubbed me the wrong way. It was the marketing of it. There's just so much. But she was involved in that. Go ahead.
Resisting wherever we went, we resisted. They don't understand that history, and that history is going to be highlighted. And my whole thing is, if people have their criticism about Tariq and Hidden Colors 6, yes, they can. But if you have that much criticism, go create your own documentary. I think it's simple. If you have a lot of Tariq, go create your own documentary.
Well, first of all, it's a sloppy-mentary that he has. He does not create good documentaries. He just gets people in there to talk. All right. People have created documentaries much better than that crap. Like, let's continue.
Tell your story. Tell your story. If you disagree with the story that Brother Tariq is telling, tell your own story. But let me tell you all what you're not going to do. You're not going to dictate who Dr. Mayat, where she go, who platform she on, who she associate with, because the only people who pay Dr. Mayat's bills are Dr. Mayat. So you ain't going to
see. Do you understand? She brought that up first. She brought it up regarding the money. Like, and I said, not all money is good money. I didn't say it in this platform, but she brought it up. All right. Not all money is good money. If that's the case, listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all seen this on social media. There was this guy who was who fleeced MAGA out of $30,000, and he did a post saying, I fleeced MAGA, I fleeced. It's his brother. And there's stories like this. There was this other sister. She played the MAGA card and she fleeced MAGA. She paid off her college tuition. It happens. People take money from different places. But if from what you guys are saying that she doesn't need to do this for the money, right? If she doesn't need to do this for the money, then why would she hang with the scumbag like Tariq after everything I just went through here? Let me just see the chat. I told them you can talk, though I don't agree with your interpretation. Yes, a few brothers were attempting to shut you down. I know she'll be talking. Yeah. And again, look, doctor, there's no beef. I'm like I said, I do everything I can to stay away from beefs. They will come. They'll come. When they come, they'll come. But there's no nothing. There's no, look, they came at me. That's fine. I mean, again, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And it's cool, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. And yeah, Dr. Mayat, she's going to get excommunicated. She is.
and they're gonna target her, and they're gonna get real personal with her. I'm just telling you that straight up. So she brought up the bills. I don't care, but you've been with this guy for 5 years. Listen, do y'all see what's happening with Chili of TLC? Listen, a couple days ago, like 1 or 2 days ago, I guess something came out with Chili. You know, she decided to, it turned out that she promoted a lot of MAGA shit, right? She liked a Charlie Kirk post where they were like, Charlie Kirk's with the Lord or some stupid shit like that. And she had to come out. She had to come out the next day, right? Came out the next day and said, I don't support MAGA. I don't do this. And, you know, I love Michelle Obama. I wouldn't post like she's full of shit, because people found out all that everything that she did. They found out that she did, in fact, they pulled out all her records, right? But understand the reason that she's saying this. You got to see in context why she's saying this. This is why before, when I said James Small, like, he went after Tariq, but it's only after he found out he was losing money. That's why that's not so sincere. That's why I don't feel sorry about what happened with James Small, because he came out after he said, yeah, you know, I lost the $800 million deal. That's why or $800,000. That's why he pulled away from Tariq. It wasn't because of all the toxic shit that we've been telling you that he's been putting out there. And by the way, you can say the same thing about 19 Keys. 19 Keys knows that, you know, he's with this FBA cult. He's going to lose money. Like, yo, but he knew Tariq for 4 years prior. So Chili, yeah, she's apologizing. You know why? Because she's about to start a tour with Salt and Pepper, and she doesn't want to lose that bag. And even Salt was like, yo, we behind you, sister girl, and blah. She's trying to get in front of this because she doesn't want to lose the bag. That's why. Quiet as is kept. If she started performing at MAGA round, she'd actually make a bigger bag. Quiet as is kept. Quiet as is kept. The fuck, Nicki Minaj wasn't stupid. But the apology had no sincerity to it. You see. So for Mayat, let me just go. She said no one's gonna tell Mayat to pay her, but no one's at. I didn't say nothing about that. Everybody's asking you about your character here and what you're doing in that Hidden Color 6. And what's so crazy? Here's another thing that happened on that platform. Ankh said that everything that Tariq put out was pseudo. Matter of fact, let me just do my Control F. Let's see, SCE pseudo. Okay. This is Ankh. Ankh is like, I always say, no, I think all the Hidden Colors documentaries are pure pseudoisms. If it's pseudo, which equals lies, why are we promoting it 6 videos in? If it's all lies, you know, see, this is what I don't understand here. This I said before. You're trying to tell me, you're telling me not to see or hear what I am hearing with my own ears. Unbelievable. It's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Okay. We're going to go back and forth with this. She's saying that no one's going to tell her how to pay her bills. One thing that's clearly helping her pay her bills is this FBA shit. And the FBA thing is something that is clearly, I don't care how much money she gets, there's rumor of how much Tariq pays or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's obviously going to be a stain. This Hidden Color shit is not going to age well. None of his documentaries are aging well. They're just not. They are not. He collects some money up front because he knows it has no resale value. He understands this. Then charges $30 to watch this crap, like he did with the hip hop documentary. and then you got to buy this shit. And if you're lucky enough to have a Blu-ray, he can't get this on like a iTunes or anything like that. You got to get it on Blu-ray. So let's continue. What she told me, that she addressed me and said that I had to get my own. If you're mad, make your own. Let me just go down to 148. Let's go to 148:44, where she addressed me. 148:44. Yeah, here we go. Naps. Yeah, here we go.
World the way they see fit. Right?
Right.
You know, I never.
Hold on real quick. Nipsey, you go produce your own. I'm busy doing other things. You go produce your own.
That's what she said. Just went. Listen, she's been jumpy in these past couple of streams. What did I say? Why not produce your own documentary instead of affiliating with the anti-black fecal brain assimilationists? You know, some of you who are in this space, you know where I got that from. Shout out to Cammy Verse. Like Tariq, especially after how he treated Dr. Smalls. My man, this is what I'm trying to say. And this is her answer to that question. If you don't like it, produce your own. But there's more to this. There's more. Let me scam. Let's put in the word scam. All right? Let's put in the word scam. All right? Go here. Go here. Now listen. Look at this. This is your boy Tone, right? Tone, of course, he's mad that people are visiting Africa. For those who don't know, this is Tone. Tone Talks, Antonio Moore, one of the founders of ADOS. All right. He's busy doing his Africa trashing. But let's listen to what he had to say. Let's listen. Or this is the term had already shown up in fair use. Go ahead.
Ambivalence toward Africa. The term has already shown up in the newest grade school textbooks, been adopted by several black-run radio stations and newspapers around the country, and appeared in titles of popular books. And the conversations of many blacks as they warm to the idea and speak of visiting Africa one day. In the chat, how many of you or your family members have visited Africa? And for those people that visited, please tell me if it was for over.
So we had to visit.
Let me just say this before she says anything. I'm so sick and tired of that dumb argument. Oh, you've never been to Africa. Yeah, many of us haven't been to Africa. It's expensive to go out there. Come on, you use that with Marcus Garvey. Or Marcus ain't go to Africa. And look how many millions of people he's inspired to go there and set up shop there. That is such a dumb argument. You know that? But again, this is Tone with Yvette. Like Yvette had said, there's no what Yvette said. Yvette said that if you're a Pan-Africanist, that's a form of self-hate. Like a woman who's not even black, you got to find, she's more white than black. Insanity. But let's listen to this. Let's listen.
Africa, Brother Unc, in order to I guess big up or to recognize that our ancestry comes from Africa.
I want you to pay attention to what Unc says.
We actually have to go there. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying.
So it's like it's both sides wilding out for no apparent reason. And they're wilding out through their complete ignorance. It's ignorant for a lawyer to speak that way. I've never stepped foot in Africa.
Yes, she said that towards me. That was me. And like I said, you saw what I said in that. You saw what I said in that. I said, how are you in Hidden Colors in FBA after what they did to Dr. Smalls? And that's how she responded. Let's continue.
What that mean? I go to Africa in books. I go to Africa do documentary. I don't gotta go to Africa. I love Africa.
Right.
You feel me? Like, who says that? But a person trying to divide and start. I'm telling you, it's very. Listen
to this.
He's a lawyer. That means he can read and write at high level.
That's right.
That means he's scamming. He's really doing that on purpose to cause some kind of rift to bring everybody into his thing. That's what it boiled down.
Did you hear what he just said? I want you to listen to this, and then we're gonna go further down, and you're gonna listen to other shit.
Remember, I kept saying I don't understand why people don't understand how white people know who the hell they enslaved. Why we keep thinking they don't know? Why they keep acting like they're gonna pay? When it comes to money talk. Bull crap walk. When it comes to money, they know who they're gonna pay, who they're not gonna pay. Even if they don't pay you, they know who they're not gonna pay. You get it? Like that's not up for bargaining with them. They definitely ain't paying nobody that they did not. America's not paying nobody that didn't actually enslave. Kid, what you say out your mouth? They're not doing it. And for him to act like you gotta go to Africa or go anywhere near continent Africa to still honor and love the fact that you understand that you had ancestry in Africa is just ridiculous to me. It's a scam at this point for me. Like I can't fathom a world where a lawyer would not understand.
So it's a scam at this point for you. What Tone is doing, ADOS is a scam. Go ahead.
That part, that's what I'm thinking. I can't fathom. Like you said, he knows how to read and write. So like at this point, what's your aim? What's your motive?
In the chat, if you
Scamming. So they called Tone a scammer. They said he's a scammer just because he's a self-loathing Black American that has a lot of anti-African talking points. That's why they called him a scammer. And by the way, RNRT TV, James Small said that about the money that he was losing. He said that. So I'm not making this up. This is what James Small said. I lost a lot of money. So that's how he said that. I didn't say that. But let's just stick on the word scam, shall we? Scamming. Okay? Let's go down. They called Tone a scammer. They called Tone a scammer. And let's see. Person's trying to divide and conquer. That's a scammer, blah, blah, blah. It's a scam at this point. It's a scam. Now, fam, if Tone's a scammer, all right, and I've heard this about Tariq before. Oh, whatever Tariq says he's gonna do, he's gonna do. Understand, just go back to the original video of the hookah lounge in LA. Just go back to the original video. Now, first of all, if you believed any of that fell out of his mouth, you're dumb, you're stupid anyway. But not just that, but even the FBA conference, I detailed that, how much of a farce that was. We also why he let's just go down. Let's just go down. Let's listen to what these guys have to say. Family. I don't care about his personal life. Here, let's listen to what your girl has to say. Let's go.
No, Tariq don't scam. He not scamming you.
And give him their products. A lot of people like Umar Johnson who don't. He take your money and play with it. Pretty sure he's a good dad. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that he take people money and give them their products. A lot of people like Umar Johnson who don't. He take your money and play with you. Right? I never put him in that category.
No, Tariq don't scam. He not scamming you. Like I said, you may not like what he says out of his mouth, but you cannot call him a scammer and say that he's robbing the community. You know, like you say, he take the money, he does what he's supposed to do. He creates the documentaries. You know, people buy them. And like I said, he and I just have ideological differences, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, that's still my brother. Do I disagree with some of the stuff that he says out of his mouth? I'm like, golly, why Tariq say that? Why, you know?
Yeah, okay, ideological differences, but they're literally trying to cast you out. And they can say what they want about, oh, you're a lineage, you can't be cast out. No, they're gonna make you a pariah, which is even worse. How do you like Tariq just finished going on a whole anti-African rant, calling them it was such a coonish Dr. Ansel, you played that shit. It was such coonery. He attacked Marcus Garvey. He attacked Dr. John Henry Clark, or his people attacked him. Are we serious? I just don't agree. We just have ideological differences. Yeah, you know what? Myself and David Duke, we have ideological differences. But listen, I'll still invite him over to dinner. We can talk. You know, the game is on and everything. And the FBA is literally the black mega, literally. Oh my God. Again, you see what these people are saying. Really? Tone is a scam artist. Tariq is not. Is that what you're saying? Tariq gives you the image that he's selling you a Rolls Royce and ends up giving you a Beetle. The hidden hookah lounge out there, he said we need it. Yo, we got to get this, family. There's no other museum that tells our history, which is bullshit, which is a lie. That is called scamming. And how much disrespect is that to the real black museums out there that go out of their way to get real artifacts and pay money and do all that shit? He literally crowdfunded for a hookah lounge. And what's so laughable about that? Again, Let me just stop this and let me show y'all. Okay? Like, good grief. Look at this. Like, it's supposed to be an FBA museum, and he has John Henry Clark there. Not only did he have John Henry Clark, he had freaking Bob Marley and Nelson Mandela. He's in the hookah lounge when he does the slopumentary of Microphone Check. He's in the hookah lounge sitting in front of a statue of King Tut. God damn. Like, come on already. What is the definition of a scam to you? Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to say. Stop telling me I'm seeing what I'm not seeing, or that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, he like disagree. The man ran, done nothing but his whole life for a bunch of scams. Listen, folks, and I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, there's no difference between them. The difference between Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed is more polished. That's it. Umar gets in front of the camera, spittles in front of the camera, in front of some dusty cemetery, in front of that rock, in front of the bomb shelter down in Delaware with bird mess all over it. He just has enough charisma that he's able to pull it off. Tariq is more, he has the role, the Bentley or whatever, and freaking, he shows the image. They are both the same guys. When will you understand that? Especially the men. If you're a man, you're supposed to see through this shit. Holy cow, man. Yeah, Tariq is more, he is more organized with his scams. That's it. That's the difference between the two. Holy cow. I'm going to make a prediction. And here's the prediction. All right. The prediction is before this movie comes out, okay? Before the slopumentary comes out, which again, and Doctor, he replaced James Small. I talked about this earlier. He replaced James Small on this. Look at this. He replaced James Small, a scholar. And even if you disagree, I mean, at the end of James Small is a scholar. All right. He replaced him in front of the pit stop down in in LA with Nipsey Hussle. He got so in his feeling. This is where I disagree with Tahaka Bay that these aren't real feelings. These are real feelings. Nipsey Hussle, who is not, I don't care how much you try to grift off, like these people this man is picked off the bones, sucking the marrow out of the bones of this dude already, like still just scraping off this guy's bones. And he did that not because he gives a shit about Nipsey Hussle, but it's because Nipsey Hussle has a gang of murals out there in LA, and he hopes that people say, yeah, there's a mural out there over by the hookah lounge. Unbelievable with this. He replaced a scholar with at the end of the day, a gang member. He was in the Crips, a gang that, good chance, brutalized a lot of Black American men. Like, if you know Nipsey was a violent dude. You see, just Google you, this man was a violent dude. And most of his violence was perpetrated towards Black men, and I don't understand. Again, what happened to him was bad. Don't get me wrong. And I didn't really pay attention to his music like that, but come on. Shit. You replaced him, didn't even get another scholar. You replaced him in Hidden Colors with a weirdo like Black Alpha Network and some guy named Ant CEO. I can't, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to say. And again, you can get mad at Taharka, you can get mad at other people for going after Mayat. I've been through this before, and I'm just gonna end this stream like this. And I want to thank you all for coming out. All right. I want to thank you for taking time, Dr. Winkler. Again, keep up doing what you're doing. All right. I'll have more. I blame myself for kind of, going up on a platform. But again, we're going to have to agree to disagree with what happened on that live with Dr. Mayat. Right. And I'm not even trying to go after her, like the FBA people are, like freaking this other weirdo water god or whatever the hell his name is. Like all those guys, but pretty soon you're gonna see. I am telling you that it's gonna be open season on that woman. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna tell you this. Taharka Bey brought up her past, and he laid it out. That's fine. If you think Tariq Nasheed, if he falls out, if he's not gonna make her viral, you are wrong. Everybody who Tariq fell out with, Tariq is a glorified snitch. That's what he is. I've said this many times. He's a glorified snitch. And he's going to this is why O'Shea's afraid of him. Literally pulls out everything on you. And this is a guy who doesn't tell you who the hell he is. So if Taharka brought up her past, Tariq will bring out a mugshot. So this is nothing but a warning to her. Get out of it. If George Macon wants to sit down and keep and grift with this shit, go ahead and do it, bro. It's not going to end well for anybody. I know why they're doing this. You grift with the FBA, you're going to make some money off of it. Just like people grift off MAGA. I just don't have it within me to do that. And just think about this. So guys, Brandon, think about this. Tariq Nasheed, you're counting on this fool to get you reparations. This clown is going to get you reparations. He's going to go in front of a bunch of seasoned lawmakers in Congress. These are lawyers, doctors, executives, all walks of life who were big time negotiators. This fool is going to go in front of Congress and get you your reparations. And he lost to 2 YouTube bloggers. Guys, listen, bro. Look, you saw it earlier in the video. Like, these people in the FBA, they're slow. All right. I understand that, but I'm just telling you, this is a warning. And 19 Keys, he got out of it. He got out of it in time, and he doesn't give a shit because he's a pretty big guy himself as far as his stature on social media. But I'm telling you, and if things turn left, especially with Dr. Mayat, just one, she should have just said, you know what, brother, I can't do this hidden color. Yeah, you know what? I'm good with the hidden colors. And not just said I don't want to do it. Because he knows it's not going to make money. That's all she had to do. And just like, you know what? Maybe she has some sort of character. This right here, this just showing she doesn't have any character, man. None. And I've seen it. I was saying before, I was on Brandon Pan-African Strikes Back channel a long time ago. And I was talking about Umar. And a lot of people on there were attacking me and saying, yeah, why are you going after Umar? Yeah, he's getting to school. Like, what are you, why are you trying to bring a brother down? Blah, blah, blah. And Brandon attacked me. I showed him the video I did on Umar. You doing too much. Okay, not a problem. And I got bum rushed on that platform. Go ask Brandon what he thinks about Umar now. Go ask Brandon what he thinks about Umar now. You know what I'm saying? Go ask Brandon. And it's something, and I told him about this. I told these guys every time I get on the platform and people are like, nah, we're the Umar supporter. You don't see Umar supporters out there like that. Now they're gonna watch him because he's a force of nature. They're gonna watch him get entertained. But then you see the effery that he does on the Breakfast Club, where he's still lying and throwing black people under the bus, and people don't seem to understand that. So, yeah, I just wanted to let this all out. Guys, listen, be careful who you do business with, man. You got to be careful. And I'm telling you right now, and if those who are close to Dr. Mayat, all right, listen, just let her know, man. It's not going to end well for her. It's not going to end well. Let's just see what Doctor said in chat. Tariq keeps all his people confused. I know it is. Brandon, and then let's see. I think the day is. I'm telling you, you're close. You're down there in Baltimore, man. I'm telling you. So because of the lies he's creating, because of the lies she's been creating, like the one she did. Listen, I saw some of the one that she did yesterday, but again, bro, it's not going to matter because he still has a chance to take her out of the Hidden Colors, and when he does, he's going to trash her. I'm just telling you, he is going to trash this woman. Pretty and Precious Smalls switch from FBA. He said it out of his own mouth. He said it out. He knew he savaged Omawali Africa after he went on Omawali's platform. Omawali's out in Philadelphia. Told you the truth about FBA. Then he went on this platform. This was him with Tariq. Look at Tariq's face. Like, nigga, you better set this straight. That's what he was saying. And he turned around and he threw Omawali under the bus. Then he says it again on this other platform. And then he goes on Mayat's platform like, yeah, you know what? I got to speak to that dude because he might have edited it. No, you said what the fuck you said. You said what you said. Unbelievable out here. That's why, listen, I hope, that 19 Keys stands 10 toes down on this. I really do. I really do. But yeah, man, I mean, seriously. Let's go down. Either way, if she pulls out or not, I believe he was still. I'm telling you, man, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. See, but we also must keep in context. It was shot over a year ago, and I don't think she's comparable to Umar. I know both of them have always called Umar. Look, Umar, here's one thing Umar said that was true. He made Hidden Colors. Umar made Hidden Colors. He did. Because people like the bombastic. He made Hidden Colors. And after he left, that shit went down the drain. And it's a mistake to let go of 19 Keys because 19 Keys, listen, women buy product, women like 19 Keys. That's it. That's it, man. They like 19 Keys. They're going to buy your product. And to let him out is just, that's a mistake. But again, he collects the money in the beginning. So it has no retail value anyway. So he collects the money in the beginning. And then he sells it to you afterwards after you pay $30 to watch it in the movie theater once. Peace. Okay, then. Be well, Doctor. Listen, guys, thanks again for coming in. This was a pretty decent crowd tonight. And again, like, share, subscribe, and also to y'all, leave some comments in the comments section. I know that people are going to be coming after me and calling me Tether and Musty and all this other shit. And obviously Tariq and whatever that black paint he puts in his hair and the fucking Botox and all the, obviously he smells like roses. So I don't know what to tell you, man, but listen, until next time, and there'll be more of this to come. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for coming through. Leave comments in the comment section, like, share, and subscribe. And listen, what else can I say? Big up on yourself, Messine. I'm out of here. Peace.